Stop everything you are doing right now. In the next 10 seconds, you will discover the incredible secret of a coin from 1979, a coin sitting in jars and dusty boxes across the UK that could be worth over £100,000. We are diving deep into the most puzzling and valuable British coin from the Queen Elizabeth II era, a humble to Pence piece with a massive, mind-blowing secret. It's a treasure born from a mistake, an unexpected flaw that transformed pocket change into a breathtaking jackpot. Can you imagine finding a coin so rare that even the most seasoned collectors lean and close, their eyes wide with disbelief? Picture this moment: you're sorting through the remnants of a past life, maybe an old biscuit tin full of forgotten UK pennies and new pence coins from the attic. Everything is covered in decades of dust. No one has touched these pieces in years. Then, your hand stops. You pick up a copper-colored coin from 1979. It looks mostly normal, featuring the Queen's familiar portrait and the words "New Pence," but then you notice something is wrong. The writing seems smeared, the design looks shifted, the metal color seems off. What you are holding might not be junk, it could be the very definition of a hidden fortune. The year 1979 holds some of the strangest, most valuable errors in the entire history of modern decimal coinage. If you are sharp enough to spot one of these oddities, you could be looking at a coin valued between £10,000 and £50,000, with the best examples soaring into the almost unbelievable six-figure range, depending on how severe the error is and the coin's condition. Our story truly begins back in 1971, the year the UK moved to decimal currency. To help everyone adjust to the change, the phrase "new pence" was deliberately placed on these early coins. By 1982, the Royal Mint decided that everyone was used to the new system, so they officially dropped the "new" and switched the wording to simply "pence." That is why a standard coin from 1979 will always correctly read "new pence," but here's the shocking twist. Due to unexpected problems in the minting machines, things like dies hitting each other, misalignments, coins being struck off-center, or issues with the metal blanks, the 1979 new pence year accidentally produced some of the most bizarre error varieties ever seen. While the famous 1983 new pence error grabs all the headlines, the truth is, the 1979 error strikes are dramatically rarer, only appearing in isolated factory batches with incredibly low survival rates. One of the rarest flaws from 1979 is the spectacular off-metal strike. This is a bizarre event where the two new pence design was mistakenly stamped onto a planchette the blank piece of metal meant for a different coin, perhaps a bronze or nickel brass blank. These combinations are so scarce that the moment one hits the auction block, intense bidding wars ignite. A certified, clean-off metal strike can easily launch the value into the astonishing £20,000 to £80,000 range, a truly life-changing amount of money for a coin that should have been melted down. Another jaw-dropping find is the double strike error. This occurs when the coin doesn't get properly ejected from the machine and is hit twice by the minting dies. Instead of a crisp, single impression, you'll see shifted lettering, rotated designs, and a faint, ghost-like outline around the Queen's portrait. The more dramatic and visible the second strike is, the higher the value. Some collectors will pay anywhere from £5,000 to £15,000 for a great example, and a truly extreme double strike can go much, much higher. Even more unusual is the broad strike error, a defect where the collar that holds the coin blank in place fails, causing the coin to spread out wider. It loses its distinct reeded edge and appears flattened and wider than normal. These broad-struck 1979 new pence coins are incredibly rare, especially if they are clean. Auction results have shown values of £1,000 to £5,000 for pieces that really catch the eye. Then we have one of the most visually dramatic mistakes, the off-center strike. This happens because the blank metal piece isn't aligned properly, and the design is stamped completely off the edge. Did you know, the more empty space visible, the bigger the payout? Collectors will gladly pay £10,000 or more for coins that show a clean separation between the blank metal and the printed design. These half-blank, half-new pence coins are the kinds of errors that go viral online because they look so profoundly wrong. But the absolute king of all 1979 errors, the one that drives the value into the stratosphere, is the wrong die pair error. This is when a coin is struck with dies that were never meant to be used together, perhaps an obsolete portrait die paired with the current reverse. These hybrid, ultra-rare mistakes are so rare that they only slip through the minting process once in a generation. When one is finally discovered, collectors treat it like a priceless historical artifact. A wrong die pairing in top condition could easily shock the collecting world, with a value soaring to an incredible £100,000 to £150,000, or potentially even more, especially if it is authenticated by a professional service like PCGS or NGC as a genuine, major die pair error. Why are these 1979 new Pence errors so valuable? The answer is simple: scarcity. Unlike some coin years where thousands of mistakes were made, the year 1979 has only a tiny number of known error specimens. Many of them are believed to be unique, meaning only a single example is known to exist. When you combine this kind of rarity with historical importance and a stunning minting mistake, you end up with coins truly worth more than their weight in gold. A dramatically double-struck coin with rotation has already sold for around £12,000, a certified off-center strike fetched nearly £8,000, and the off-metal strikes have commanded high five-figure sales in private deals. Experts believe the market is only getting hotter. And here is the biggest surprise of all: many of the rarest 1979 errors are not locked away in museums or elite vaults. They are still sitting right now in old jars, neglected tea caddies, and forgotten drawers all across Great Britain. Most people have no idea that these weird, flawed strikes could completely transform their financial life. Tragically, many think they are simply damaged coins and toss them out. Others assume they are fake. But the reality is the Royal Mint produced millions of regular 1979 coins, and only a tiny handful of these amazing errors slipped through. This means they are still out there, waiting to be found by the lucky person who knows what to look for. This is why it is so important to check those inherited coins, your old savings tins, and even random charity shop bundles. That strange-looking to new pence might not be damaged at all. It could be a phenomenal, rare mint error. The condition, or grade, of a 1979 error coin massively affects the final sale price. A dramatic error that has been heavily used and scratched might only fetch £500 to £2,000. But take that exact same error and find it in brilliant uncirculated condition, or professionally graded as MS65 or higher, and the value can skyrocket into the £20,000 to £50,000 range and far beyond. Serious collectors only want clean surfaces, strong details, and a clear, visible error. That is why sending a rare error coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading is the single smartest move you can make before even thinking about selling. Imagine the rush when a collector sees an auction listing that reads, 1979 new pence major error PCGS certified. That instantly triggers a bidding war, an instant value explosion, and an instant piece of history. These fascinating coins come from the very start of modern UK decimal currency, a time of massive economic change. The 1979 errors represent a hidden chapter of Royal Mint production flaws, a chapter that captivates historians, coin experts, and savvy investors alike. Just stop and think about it. A tiny mistake in a minting machine over 40 years ago is now worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary, more than a handful of gold bars. All because the coin is not perfect. It is treasured precisely because it is flawed in a unique, unrepeatable way. The 1979 era UK Elizabeth II new pence coin is a beautiful reminder that even mistakes can become masterpieces, even errors can become legends. So, the next time you pick up a 1979 new pence coin, you must look closely. Inspect the edges, check the lettering. Look for doubling, stretching, missing elements, or an unusual metal color. Because that tiny difference might be the key to unlocking a fortune that could range from £10,000 to £50,000, and potentially even £100,000 or more. Collectors across the globe are hunting for these right now. Values are rising, and fewer examples are coming to market. If you find one today, you could be holding a priceless piece of British minting history that could truly change your life.